Hello pilots and welcome back to another X-Wing flight video brought to you by Out of Art Gaming. As always, my name is Phil and we have taken to TTS this week to bring you a matchup purely because we didn't have all of the ships to do this matchup. It's myself versus Wes, it's Scramble the transmission, and we had a question posed in our comments last week about the Empire and as to whether they are actually worth flying. So we thought we'd put together an Empire list and have a look and see, is it any good? And Wes happened to have an idea for a list that he wanted to fly. So TTS seemed to be the best place for that. But let's run down those lists. So, yes, that is 6 Republic Y-Wings on Wes's side. We have Oddball with Predator, Dorsal Turret, Homing Torpedoes, and R4P Astromech. Matchstick with Dorsal Turret, R4P17, Astromech, Seismic Charges, and Delayed Fuses. Broadside with Dorsal Turret and Seismic Charges. 2 Shadow Squadron Veterans with Dorsal Turret and Blazer Bombs. The other one has Ion Bombs and Delayed Fuses. And rounding the list out, we have R2D2 with Dorsal Turret and Korkie Kryze crew. A lot of dorsal turrets there, a lot of health to chew through, 48 health on that list. Yes, it fits in 20 points, it's crazy. Those Y-Wings are quite cheap. Now, to come up against Wes, I decided that what I needed was speed, and to be really fast and have lots of evades. So I have Soontir Fel for the Battle over Endor with Apex Predator, No Escape, Blank Signature, and the Feedback Emitter. Iden Versio, this is the Battle of Yavin. Iden Versio in the TIE Interceptor with Predator and Fanatic. We've got Sapphire 2 from the Battle over Endor, who has No Escape, Reckless, Targeting Matrix, and the Primed Thrusters. Mouse Manair, also in the TIE Interceptor with No Escape, Outmaneuver, Fuel Injection Override, and I had a couple of points spare, so I decided to stick in an Academy TIE Fighter there. Is this a really skewed matchup? We're going to have to find out. There's many different things to consider here. Obviously, there is a lot of health to chew through on those Y-Wings. They only have 1 evade apiece though, so if I can get my guns to bear, that could work out quite well. All of them have dorsal turret, so getting out of their firing arc is not going to be the easiest thing, as they essentially all have 180-degree firing arcs or a forward and back bow tie firing arc. And there are a lot of bombs and charges to take into account. So obviously with the setup, I had 2 of my Interceptors and the Academy set up in the top corner of the board. Sapphire in the middle, ready to divert in either direction, depending on where a lot of those Y-Wings end up being. And Soontir down in the bottom, he's just in a position to really do whatever he wants. He can turn straight down into the board, zip up the top to join the rest and focus fire. Anything could happen. These Y-Wings do at the moment though seem to be seeing that there are a lot up at that top corner and are aiming that way. It's gonna be an interesting matchup, to be honest. A couple of things I do have, which I think are going to be quite handy for me. Soontir Fel specifically. Now, I do really like the Battle over Endor version. Yes, it's a shame that the standard version does not have any loadout anymore, but there are some really cool upgrades on this version. So, Blank Signature. While defending, if you're not locked by the attacker, you may spend 1 charge to change 1 focus result to an evade result. That's really good. That's a recurring charge. Feedback Emitter. After an object acquires a lock on you, you may spend 1 charge to jam that object, ignoring range restrictions. That's only 1 use, but if something tries to lock me, I jam it with Feedback Emitter, then Blank Signature is live there, and they've wasted an action. Apex Predator is always really good. While you perform a primary attack, if the defender's initiative is lower than yours, you may reroll 1 attack die. Soontir has the highest initiative of everyone on the board, so he's basically always getting a free reroll there. Another thing I love, we've got Mouse Manair. She's got some really cool abilities on there. Outmaneuver, which is potentially going to come in quite clutch if I can get around the side. Key thing is you've got to be outside of all of the firing arcs, and it's one fewer defense die. No escape. We've got that on Mouse and Sapphire, and also Soontir. If I outnumber a Y-Wing, then I can reroll one of my blank results. So if there's more ships friendly to me than there are to the Y-Wing at 0 to 1, I can reroll there. So that is going to be quite good. And obviously, I've got my ace in the hole. I've got the Academy pilot. He's going to be annoying. He's going to hopefully get in the way. He's going to live till the end and just be laughing. He might be the only one left. We will see. Obviously, on Wes's side, he, again, 6 Y-Wings. That's a lot of health to chew through. 5 hull each, 3 shields. I mean, just one of those has more shields than my entire list. And just quickly recalculate it again, I think I worked out it's like just over 2 Y-Wings has more health than my entire list. So, yeah. So just over 2 Y-Wings has more health than my entire list, but I have way more evade dice, which is hopefully what is going to save these guys. But the Academy tie is just doing a short move there. He is grabbing that objective in that top right-hand corner, claiming it for the Empire. Kind of what the Academy's there for. Capture an objective early and then hopefully just be a nuisance. But let's have a look over at Wes's side and see what kind of cool shenanigans we've got over there. Obviously, we've got R2-D2 super cheap at 3 points. Now, at the start of the engagement phase, if there's an enemy ship in your rear arc, gain 1 calculate token, which is pretty darn good. If I get round behind R2, because he's probably one of the few that doesn't actually have bombs, that could be pretty good, but it works good for him. What also works quite nicely is Korkie Kryze, the crew on there. After a friendly ship in your forward half at range 1 to 2 becomes a defender, you may transfer 1 green token to it. While a friendly ship in your forward arc at range 1 to 2 defends, if you obstruct the attack, the defender rolls 1 additional defense die. So he's happy to get stuck right in there. Good old R2. So that's actually quite a fun one. See, he's got calculate instead of the focus that the rest have. Plated hull on all of these Y-Wings is where it's going to come in quite key. So while you defend, if you're not critically damaged, change 1 crit result to a hit result. Now, I was debating when I was looking at an Empire list that I could really stack it with lots of crit causing mechanics, because Wes did actually send me his list first. So, full disclosure, I knew what Wes's list was before I wrote mine. Still didn't really help. I was thinking, do I just go multiple things with crit mechanics like marksmanship, etc. But I went for speed. I went, speed is going to be my ally here. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys get on. Ion bombs could be absolutely brutal for me. Seismic charges could be awful. Oddball's got homing torpedoes, so do I make him roll or do I just take a crit straight away? We'll have to see. But lots to consider here, and those Y-Wings currently, majority of them charging down the middle of the board, looking to take very good position there. Wes has already taken 2 objectives there, so that's going to start getting him some early points on the board. Now, these Interceptors also do have the sensitive controls, so they get the system phase, red boost, or barrel roll. I'm not normally a fan of system phase repositions myself. I actually quite like to be able to double reposition after. but it does give some interesting little extra things that you have to think about. Boosting a ship, barrel rolling a ship, getting into a different position before. But we've got our first attack coming in, and it looks like it is Mouse Manair going into Broadside. So spending that calculate for double hit, and that is an evade there. So 1 evade, 2 shields down on Broadside. Mouse Manair's ability, after you perform an evade action, gain a calculate token. I like that. I do like that. It keeps you defensive and gives you a little bit when it comes to other modifications. So it's quite a nice one. I mean, getting a focus would be nicer, but she wouldn't be 4 points then. Oh, and who is Broadside going to go for? Mouse does have an evade. Looks like it's range 3, so I believe that's just going straight into Mouse Manair. Otherwise, if it was going into Iden, that would be 5 dice. Yep, there we go. Highlighted, it's going into Mouse. Just the one. Got an evade, so... and got 2 evades on the dice. So, happy days so far. Evade dice is where I'm going to be wishing for all the luck of the Force. Obviously, as I mentioned, we've got Iden Versio in there. Similar to her TIE Fighter chassis, she has the ability to negate damage. Now, it's a better version on the Interceptor, so before a friendly TIE at range 0 to 2 would suffer damage, you may spend 2 charges. If you do, prevent 1 damage. Now, those charges are recurring, so you can do that multiple times in a game. So I think that's pretty good. That's not a bad attack. That's going into Sapphire 2, who, while focuses, so while you defend, if you are focused, roll 1 additional defense dice. Came in clutch. Green dice are finicky and will betray you wherever possible, but blue does also have a range 3 shot. So hoping that my 4 dice keep Sapphire 2 healthy. Two hits from the shadow. Said it a moment ago, green dice are fickle. So that is 1 damage through on Sapphire 2 so far. Believe that is going to be the last shot. No one else has any range. Oddball, R2 and Matchstick well out of range there, and both of my I1s either pointing in the wrong direction or nowhere near. So going into turn 3, the points will update in a moment, but it is 2 points to Wes and 1 point to myself for the objectives. So steady 2 points each round for Wes is going to be really nice. Does he try to play for that top right objective and start looking to score 3 points a turn, which can make things very frustrating? There we go, points updated now. But yeah, if he goes up for that top right hand objective, captures that, scoring 3 points a turn, it's going to make me have to really push for taking some ships out. But we have a seismic charge being dropped here by Broadside. And we can almost guarantee which objective, which obstacle, sorry, that is going to be targeting, and I don't think it is the middle left objective. Boost in from Soontir using the sensitive controls. and we had a boost from Sapphire 2 as well. Academy just zipping down the board, using the obstacle for cover. Sapphire 2 going around the top, joining up with Iden and Mouse. But I absolutely love the TIE Interceptor. It's up there in my top 5 favourite ships. I think it's a really loved it since I saw it in Return of the Jedi. Such a cool design, such a fun ship to fly. Can be so very fragile, but at the same time can be an absolute demon when it gets in there. The question is, can it handle some concentrated fire from multiple Y-Wings? That's not the first time I've come up against a big squadron of Y-Wings. If you go back on the channel a couple of years back, Ben actually flew, I believe it was 5 Y-Wings against me, and I took 5 bombers against him, and that was an absolute laugh. Such a chaotic game, but so much fun to play. And I probably could have gone bombers again, tried to match bomber for bomber, but I've just felt, you know what, speed could be key here. Also got the advantage with my Interceptor's 3 attack dice, regularly 3 evades versus 2 attack dice and 1 evade. There's some interesting things that could happen there. We did get some of the initiatives a little bit muddled. We were having a few issues with TTS when we were playing this. A couple of dropouts. It was just being a bit iffy, but we got there in the end. And there is something, I like TTS, but there's something about having the physics being playing in real life that just does feel a bit easier and a bit better. It's slightly easier to manage what you're doing, I find. But barrel there from Broadside, looking to be out of range 1 of that top left obstacle. Believe Iden Versio is going to be absolutely fine there, but we shall have to see. Oh, that's very close from Oddball there. Just avoiding that obstacle. I mean, definitely we know that that is not the obstacle that is going to get taken out. But Iden and Mouse do have some good coverage there from that top left obstacle, so if they are going to get shot, it's going to get a lot of evade dice. Iden's probably not even in range. But what is Soontir doing here? Just a straight move, 4 forward. Always gripes me that the RZ-1 A-Wing gets a blue 5 forward and my Interceptor doesn't. It's only a real minor thing, but I do. Blue 5 forward, with sensitive controls could be absolutely ridiculous. But here goes the Seismic. So it has both obstacles in range. It is clearly going for that obstacle. Let's see who is just Mouse at range 1 of that obstacle. So that barrel from Broadside was perfectly placed. But Mouse doesn't want to take any damage. So Iden is going to grab her charges, which for some reason aren't there, and she's going to spend them both. No damage on Mouse there from that seismic charge. I know I've got a shield there, but you know what? If I can take no damage, I will take no damage, thank you. and a little bit of free space to move into as well. So Soontir not going to have a shot there, but always worth checking. Looks like it's going to be oddball up first. Where is that attack going to go? Got Mouse and Sapphire. So Mouse range 3 obstructed, Sapphire just range 3. So it's 5 dice apiece. No tokens on Mouse though. And Sapphire has also taken a damage already, so that could be a deciding factor there for Wes as to where he targets. So 4 dice have come out. Oh, maybe Mouse was not obstructed then. But that is quad evades. Who needs tokens when you have dice rolling like that? They can be finicky, they can be great, you just never know. But here comes some pain towards Broadside. So, Ida Versio wanting to add a damage card to that roll won't have any effect. See what we get. Just the 1 hit and an evade. That's not very helpful. That rolling like that is going to make it take a lot longer to try and get through those Y-wings. So Matchstick up next, got a shot down at the Academy. Only shot he's got, worth taking anyway, you never know. But again, the number of green dice that I'm able to roll in this is all hopefully going to save me here. Need paint, get 2 focuses, definitely spending that focus token. Only shot coming into him. Do not want to be taking hit crit on my Academy pilot. He only 2 points, but he's there to try and score some points, and he's scored 1 point so far. Okay, so moving down to the I3s, this is Mouse into Broadside. Hit crit. So Plated Hull is going to turn that one down, so it is still only 2 hits, but that is shields down on Broadside, halfway to a single Y-wing down. So happy about that. Good start. But looking at it, we've got 3 Y-wings that could target Sapphire right now. Sapphire is a lot of points for an I1. 4 points. Actually the same as Wes's 2 highest pointed Y-wings. Having a look there, obviously got range 3 obstructed onto Soontir, but it's range 1 unobstructed into Sapphire. That seems like the best choice. Luckily focus, so getting that additional dice there. This could be very important. Oh, 2 hits and a crit. That's not great, but that's great rolling. Triple evades. Keeping hold of that focus as well. Can I weather what is potentially 2 more shots here? So Green Shadow, it's range 3 obstructed on to Sapphire 2. That is 6 dice, 3 basic, 1 for obstructed, 1 for range 3, 1 for the ability. Sounds great, but green dice are rubbish. Got the focus. I mean, I said green dice can be terrible. Spend it whilst you've got it. Nothing's going to be shooting at you. And let's see what we get there. So I actually only rolled 5 dice there. I miscalculated, but I got the evade, so it is okay. I think it's about this point that I realised my counting was terrible and that I should have 6. Ooh, only Sapphire 2 in there as well again. And here we go, realising I've got 6 dice. Which should mean that I get an evade on one of them. 3 evades. Nice. Happy days there. No shot from R2. Sapphire just catches Broadside. Range 1, 4 dice. I now have the focus. And I think that I may have missed no escape. But I'm not... I'd have to reread it. No escape's a bit of a tricky one on the wording. Oh, that's pretty good. Spend that focus. That is 3 hits and a crit. Wes needs an evade, otherwise that's going to be Broadside gone. Oh, that's a focus. That is Broadside down. That is pretty huge, because another Seismic Charge there could have been quite devastating. 3 points on the board there from Sapphire. That's a pretty good turn. That is, we had a couple of misfires there from Iden, but that, taking out a Y-Wing already, that's a really good start. And that's where high attack dice, high evades, it's a good start. It's a very good start, but we've got a lot of Y-Wings still to actually join the fight. R2 can turn around in. If they all go into one, that could be a ship down. Academy pilot, he's got Matchstick in his sights, so he's going to have a quick look and see what he can do. Just double checking R2 and Korkie Kryze. See whether that calculate can be passed over to Matchstick. Not that he's going to need it, but it is always good if you've got an ability to know how it works and look to use it. So as we said, with Korkie Kryze, 2806, resuming 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So as we're saying, Korkie Kryze, 1 apprenticeship in your forward 180 arc. At range 1 to 2, because of the defender, you may transfer 1 green token to it. So just within that range 2 forward arc bubble, that forward 180 bubble, so passing that calculate, probably not going to do much, but let's see. Just the 1 hit into Matchstick. Evade and focus, so focus token calculate, absolutely fine. No worries there for Wes with Matchstick. Now, points totaling 2 more points for the objectives for Wes and 1 more for myself, bringing us 4 to 5 going into turn 4. So far, that Academy TIE pilot has he's already earned his points back from capturing that objective, so whatever happens to him now is just a bonus, to be honest. But let's see, looks like Soontir has done his system phase barrel roll back up. Actually no, he was already there. We're going into initiative. Ignore me, I looked away from the screen for 2 seconds. We are back, so any bombs dropped from Wes? No. Soontir does the boost forward. Looking to give himself some really solid positioning, and the Academy TIE is turning in. He is a brave Academy. He thinks he can take on a Y-Wing. Maybe not that brave barrel rolling away, but Sapphire just caught on the objective, on the obstacle there. Oh, just the one damage from that debris cloud. That really is unfortunate. And bump from R2. So far, some great moves. That is damage on R2 as well. The droid is definitely better assisting the pilot than being in control there, it would appear. That is unfortunate for both of those pilots. But a lovely position there from Green Shadow. Could take that objective or could go aggressive. Taking the focus, so looking to try and put the pressure on. Blue turning in. The big question here, is Matchstick going to turn in a moment, or is Matchstick going to see what he can do about that academy? Is he going after the 2 points, or does he want to go after the bigger ships? So just have to wait to see what Matchstick is going to do, but currently looks like we've got a bit of a face-off coming. Mouse has turned in. Interesting position there. Could that... Oh, there we go. Matchstick has also turned into the fray. So the academy is just not even a point of contention for Wes. He's just going to try and get past it. Curious now. Oddball is obviously in an interesting position because he could clip that obstacle if he goes too slowly. Oh, attempting the barrel roll there from Matchstick, not going to fit, so that is going to be a failed action. And that means he is going to take a stress, so not sure why going for the barrel there. I thought he was in a fairly decent position there. Ooh, okay, the one forward does miss that obstacle for Oddball. I am quite impressed with that. It was incredibly close. So to land that, nice. That's going to be a big shot coming in from Oddball. Potential homing torpedoes there. And now, where does Soontir end up? Does he get himself in a position to get a shot? Iden also turning in. Soontir, yes, he's got a shot, but he is not in a great position for that shadow. He probably wants to barrel roll across to get out there. Now, try to think back if I have actually already done a barrel roll. If I have, then you shouldn't have done that. But again, we were having a few technical difficulties during the rounds that sort of, I think we had about 3 drops whilst we were playing, able to get back in and carry on. But it did mean that there were some points where a few mistakes have been made. But Soontir only has Blue Shadow Squadron, so Apex Predator is live, so do get to re-roll an attack dice. That is 3 into the Shadow Squadron. I believe that's range 3 obstructed. Yep, 3 green dice. Most green dice you will see from a Y-Wing. And only the one does he spend that focus to say no thank you. Yeah, focus spent. I'll say that's the most green dice. If R2 was in the way, then that is a way of getting 4 green dice, but Normally, that's the only way to get 3. So stripped a token off Shadow, not too bad there. Let's see, Oddball is going to be going for the homing torpedoes. He is going to be going at Mouse. Now obviously, homing torpedoes, spend 1 charge. After you declare the defender may choose to suffer 1 crit damage. If it does, skip the attack and defend dice step, and the attack is treated as hitting. Or you make your opponent roll all 4 dice. I went with let's make him roll and see what happens. I've got a calculate, I've got an evade token. Could go all right here. We'll have to see. 4 dice, that's 3 hits. So no crits so far. This could be a terrible mistake. But banking on those evade dice there, knowing that I've got a guaranteed evade as well with the token. Spending the target lock. 3. Okay. See what we get. So evade and 2 focuses. So calculate on the one, evade on the other. Was that the right choice? I've taken no damage, but I now have no modifications. It's a tough one to decide. I mean, we will see. Obviously, there is another target there for those shadows with Sapphire 1 only having 1 health left, so maybe that will be important. But Iden Versio is going to go into Oddball. Haven't been able to line up Predator yet with Iden, but it is still 3 versus 1. It's range 2. Ooh, the red dice are going a little bit cold there, so spending the focus, 2 hits into Oddball. I had no token. Those are going through, so that is 2 shields off of Oddball right there. Starting to get some more damage through into those Y-wings. Again, 8 damage is a lot to chew through, especially with the plated hull. That makes it so much more awkward because you get those. You've got to get 2 crits to actually get one to land, and yeah, that is very tough. But Blue Shadow has Sapphire, Mouse, and Iden. None of them have tokens, but Sapphire is 1 hull and is 4 points, so oh, that's unfortunate. Blank out there. Nothing that can be done there. Shadow Squadrons have obviously no inbuilt ship ability. And green has Soontir at range 2. But where is that dorsal turret pointing? So Soontir Fel, no tokens, but does have blank signature available. So 3 dice. Sapphire. Oh, it's going to be a dorsal turret into Sapphire. So 4 green dice, no tokens. Spending that focus. Probably should have been range 1 there, I reckon, on that turret. And that is Sapphire 2 down. That's a big 4 points, actually. That is a really big 4 points for Wes. It's an initiative kill as well, so that's another shot that's a shot I'm not going to be able to take. So that is actually quite big for Wes. Mouse does get to shoot next though, because Wes does have initiative, and I still have a 3 left. Range 1 by the look of it. Into Oddball. Real big shame that Mouse is not the one that has Predator there, because that is, you couldn't get a more perfectly lined up bullseye there at all. So double checking that range, double checking what Mouse's abilities are. Oh, it's a range 2. Okay, that must have been just out. Hit crit there. And the focus, so again, just 2 hits because still not critically damaged, but no shields, and we're into the hull on Oddball. Oddball is now half pointed. Not the half points are a thing, but at the half point mark, which is always a good start. Let's see, R2 I think did have a long bomb shot onto Mouse there. No tokens for defense here. Just the crit. A reminder, Iden and Mouse actually have shields as well, but that's 3 evades. The shield is very safe there. So nothing from the Academy, still checking it just for the sake of checking it, but end of turn 4, it is 10 points to 6 in Wes's favour. Those objectives scoring him big points so far. So 6 points on objectives to 4 for ship kills, and it's 3 and 3 for me so far. So Academy Pilot has more than paid for his own points. Sapphire 2 didn't quite earn her points back, but still did really good. I say her, I don't know if Sapphire 2 is a man or a woman, but for some reason in my head, calling Sapphire 2 as a her just seems right. But initiative passes over to me. Do we get any drops this turn? No devices dropped, not really ideal position. Iden is going to barrel roll back and away from the action. Soontir is going to barrel roll down. Again, I'm not a huge fan of sensitive controls, but it is actually quite interesting. It gives you some flexibility you normally wouldn't have. So maybe I'm getting a bit converted on it. Maybe. We shall see. But the Academy is now just zipping down the board, taking that defensive focus, probably going to be aiming for that bottom objective there. Oh, what a K-turn from Mouse. Avoids the obstacle just in behind Oddball. What a perfectly positioned K-turn. Not sure if that could have actually been any better. Absolutely love that. Ooh, interesting position there from Shadow Squadron as well, putting himself right in front of Soontir. Could that end up blocking Soontir's move? Second Shadow Squadron again moving in. That's making it very cluttered there for Soontir. He's not going to have a lot of space. Let's see, where is Oddball going to go? Adam Versio coming in. Oddball needs to do something fast, otherwise he is going to get severely ganged up on there. Oh, K-turn from Oddball as well. That's nice. I like that. I like that for Wes. I don't like it for me, because I would really like Oddball to be right in between 2 of my Interceptors, getting the chance to just go absolutely crazy. But really good position from Wes. Gets him out of the range 1 of both of those ships. Looking at the target lock. Chucking it back on Mouse. I think Mouse is potentially the scarier of the 2. Oh, yes, Soontir did not have room to clear that, but would appear we forgot to move Matchstick again. We're having a bit of a mare, but still a great game, but not going to impact any of Matchstick's actions. yeah, Soontir clattering into the green Shadow Squadron. Looked like it was going to be a 2-bank, which would have been really nice, putting him right in the side of Oddball, but also right in the crosshairs of Shadow Squadrons. So less than ideal. Just sorting out a target lock there, I believe, for Matchstick. Yeah, there we go. Target lock there from Matchstick is going on to Mouse. So it seems like Mouse is the target that Wes wants to take out. No tokens, 4 points, so definitely worth a shot. But Soontir is going to go into Oddball first. Got the focus, got Apex Predator. So just checking everything else. Okay, I think it's only the second time we've flown this Soontir Fel. Let's see what we get. So Apex Predator for that reroll. Nothing there. Gonna spend that focus. Double hit. Just the one going through on Oddball, so he is in a not bad position. Soontir Fel going to use his ability. So after you perform an attack, you may spend 1 charge and gain 1 deplete token to boost or barrel roll. Now, what I find interesting about this is it's not perform a boost or barrel roll action. It is just to boost or barrel roll. So, correct me if I'm wrong here, but the way I read it, because it doesn't specify action, you could double boost or double barrel roll in a turn for either the sensitive controls, the normal action, and then the boost or barrel roll from taking a shot, which is going to hopefully get him out of range 1 of blue, but Oddball got a range 3 on Mouse. With a lock. But is he going to shift target? Not just reapplying the damage there to Oddball because it hadn't been moved over. Oh, is he actually going to go into Soontir here? Range 2 into Soontir. Yeah, it looks like we are switching over to Soontir Fel. No tokens, but blank signature is live. I'm wondering if because it's out of range of homing taunts, that's why he's going that way. Oh, that is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. I still think going into Mouse would have been the better option there because he had the lock from his ability to gain a lock when for a red maneuver or red action. If there is an enemy ship in your forward, in your bullseye, get a lock. But Iden does not have Oddball, so going to be switching targets. R2 has already taken damage and is in a decent spot, so that is the new target. Just the one. Again, Bullseye not live, so no Predator. Fanatic also not live, but there is an evade. And Fanatic as well. For those of you who've not really seen the Battle Over Endor, Iden, while you perform a primary attack, if you are damaged, you may change 1 focus result to a hit result. So really nice that you get the shield there. So that way you've got a little bit more survivability before that triggers, but still. Oh, this shooting is just not going very well there. Got the lock on Mouse though. That is... Oh, nothing. There is nothing worse than rolling nothing into nothing when you're using a target lock. but Mouse is actually going to be going into R2-D2 there. I can't quite see where the dorsal turret arc is. I think it's in the right, so outmaneuver is live. Just 2, no tokens to change that. And no escape would not be live because there are equal amounts of friendlies. But that is 2 damage to R2, so shields down there. And now it is time to see, can the Shadow Squadrons take out Soontir Fel? Blank signature is still live. Spending that focus. And gonna have to spend blank signature there. But no damage. And where is the turret arc of that other shadow? Looks like it's going to be range 3 into Iden. And nothing there. Finally, R2-D2 does score a hit onto Iden. Iden's spending her charges saying, no, thank you very much. Again, it can only negate 1 damage, so bit of a tough decision. Is it the best use of it? Keep that shield. Don't trigger. Don't get close to trigger fanatic. I don't know, but we did it. So turn 5, and it is 12 points to 7 in Wes's favour. He currently has 2 objectives. He's got 2 ships with no shields, 3 left on Oddball, 5 left on R2. It's definitely it's a big point swing. It's 5 point swing at the moment, but it is still incredibly close. So we're going to have to see how this turn pans out. This is going to be our final turn, turn 6, so very interested to see how this turns out. And the initiative does fall for me. Iden is barrel rolling to ship right towards Wes's board edge there. Soontir and Mouse cannot because they are stressed. Here comes the Academy looking to steal some points, and he is going to steal that objective. Nothing that Wes can do about that right now. In fact, nothing Wes can do about the objective situation, so that changed it over into my favour. So based on this, without any ship kills, it ends 13 to 9. So it is going to come down to which ships take damage, which ships end up going down. We are getting a big old melee up in that top. Mouse has moved into position, evade and calculate, ready to pounce. Would have to survive potential oddball and matchstick combo there though. Shadow Squadron has K-turn. Oh, there's a lot of shots. That's a pretty scary position for Mouse to be in right now. 3 Y-Wings bearing right down on her. A bump from Iden. No damage. Predator, though, is now live on green if that becomes the target. Where is Oddball going to go? Matchstick has moved in, so we've... I mean, Mouse is probably looking around right now thinking, I do not particularly like where we're sat right now. This is less than ideal for me. And there is the lock from Oddball and Matchstick onto Mouse. Mouse does appear to be the one to go for. What is Oddball's move? So, 2 bank out. Clears the stress. Are we rotating? I think we rotated the arc there, yep. Rotating the arc there. And next up, final move is Soontir. Will his move clear or will he also bump? Yeah, there we go. Arc is rotated to the back from Oddball. Soontir clears, gets rid of his deplete and stress. And looking at the position, not a huge amount that he can do there maneuverability wise. Sticking in place, I think best option. He's got the range 1 on R2. He would have loved to have had Oddball first. But we've got range 1 on R2D2 from Soontir Fel. 4 dice with a focus, Apex Predator, and checking for no escape, because I think now let's have a quick look. I'm pretty sure no escape is now live, and we've got 2 Interceptors much closer. I think Oddball's just out of range 1. Yes, Oddball is out of range 1, so no escape is live as well. So 2 rerolls for Soontir Fel there. Oh, that's hit, crit. Just going to spend the focus, not even going to worry about reroll. That's 4 hits onto R2D2 right now. And that is 4 hits going into R2D2. Plated hull still stopping the crits going through, but R2 is down to 1 health. If R2 goes down, that makes it 10 to 12. Still puts Wes ahead by 1 point with the objective game. But spending Soontir's charge to barrel roll up the board, taken to deplete, I think that's out of Blue's dorsal. Hard to tell from this angle, but it is Oddball going to shoot next. Rear shot. The lock is on Mouse, but Iden has no tokens. So range 1, got Iden and Mouse with the dorsal. I think you got to go Mouse. You've got the lock. We've seen earlier you go against the lock and it doesn't work out particularly well. So and yeah, it is going to be into Mouse. Good job, he did that. He's still got the lock. Otherwise, that would have been really unfortunate. Hit crit into Mouse there. All of the evades. Don't need to use any of the tokens. That is pretty unfortunate for Oddball. He would have absolutely loved to have got that there. And Iden is going to go into oddball there. Range 1. No tokens. Perfect roll. 3 hits and a crit. That is oddball down. Nothing that Wes can do about that. Even with the plated hull, still 3 hits. Oddball is down. As it stands, tied game when you take into account objectives, but Mouse still has a shot left, and she's going to have range 1. She's got her evade, got her calculate, so she has the chance of changes. She just needs to get 2 bits of paint. 2 bits of paint, and R2-D2 goes down on 4 red dice. And that's 3 paint. Don't even need to spend the calculate. That's hit crit. That is R2-D2 down. That changes it 12 to 14. Wes now needs both Shadow Squadrons and Matchstick, who, apologies, we did miss Matchstick's shot, but we'll see if that actually does effect. 3 shots to go into Mouse Bonaire to try and take Mouse down. So just rolling that back. No tokens were spent against R2, but we'll see if they would have had much of an effect. Range 1. There should be a target lock there. It accidentally got taken away instead of oddballs earlier. Again, the foibles of TTS. But there is a target lock there. Bringing that back over for Matchstick. So Matchstick has a target lock, range 1 shot into Mouse Bonaire. This could... This is unlikely to take Mouse out, but it could have an impact on whether there was the right amount of dice rolled. We may have to replay the R2-D2 roll. 1 hit so far. Three hits. So won't impact the roll that we had. Spending the calculate, spending the evade, Mouse Bonaire is fine. So, fortunately, no weapons failure or anything triggering onto Mouse. So, yes, we got the order wrong. Did it impact the game? No. So, that's fortunate. But Shadow Squadron going into... Is that into Soontir? Hit crit. That is going into Soontir, so blank signature 1, but Soontir is taking a crit. Instant, I would have got into Mouse, but that crit on Soontir is... looks like a structural damage. It is. But the final shot of the game is going to be green Shadow Squadron into Mouse Bonaire, range 1. Wes needs all crits, and for this all to go through to have any chance. And I will admit, when we were doing the overlay, we'd already added on the points for the objectives because we forgot there was one final shot. Or maybe we're not rolling that shot. Okay, well, guys, there we go. What a match. Some absolute carnage there. Is this an example that the Empire are actually a viable faction? I mean, in all honesty, guys, If you like Empire and you want to fly Empire, fly Empire. We love them. They're our first faction. We're still going to fly them. This worked out really well. Speed was the key, but it was a great matchup against Wes. He really wanted to fly 6 Y-Wings, so to be able to do that was fantastic. Absolutely loved this game. Really liked those pilots on the Interceptors, so I think Empire are still alright. Tougher to fly, maybe, yes, but still a viable faction. But guys, that is going to be your video for this week. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.